Good evening, poppets. Welcome back to some more Feline Forensics and the Meowseum Mystery. Oh, I fucked it. Oh well. Yes, welcome back. Did you all put in your guesses? Who do we think did it? Who killed the punk monkey? Oh, I wanted to show you guys this last time I noticed it. Are you sure you want to quit? It's okay if you do. All detectives need some breaks sometimes. I just thought that was funny. But, yes, welcome back. I am on the left side of the screen this time. I'm hoping that... Well, I did this so that I wouldn't be covering up the characters like I was last time. Although now I will be hiding the myself. Evidence. Oh right, we got a new thing. The gun. Yes, I should definitely aim that right at myself. Is there anything unusual here? It looks like a regular gun to me. Maybe I shouldn't have started with this. Do I have any other evidence? It says I'm missing something. Inspection not performed. Let's see, where were we? Oh, I guess I can start filling this in. This will be our refresher. So earlier tonight, the punk in the blank with the blank who surprisingly had a blank. What? They blank. This is like... Oh, man. What's that game where you just pick, like, verb, adjective, noun, and you put... It's, Wow, I'm totally drawing a blank on it, but that game's really funny. Oh my gosh, we used to play that all the time. They blank and the blank, and eventually the blank... Blank? From the blank blank. Someone stole the blank. Okay, amidst the chaos, someone... stole... Locked, shot, dropped, argued, destroyed, fell, fought, hid. Hid? The... Oh, I see. So every time I interrogate someone, I get new information. Painting gun, gemstone. I think it's the gemstone. Hid the gemstone from the case. I don't know if this is correct. Hid the... From the, oh, natural history. Gallery? No, that's not right. Oh, maybe it is? Nope. Okay. Amidst the chaos, someone... Someone... Led by the blank. The blank staff also included the loyal and the knowledgeable. Well, I can do that one. Led by the curator, the museum staff. Oops. Also included the loyal guard. Where's the guard? There it is. The loyal guard and the knowledgeable guide. Hey, okay, I got that one. Suspects and witnesses included the eccentric. The bitter old-timer and the distinguished critic. It's not saying if that's correct or not. The pen has our like office name on it. Feline Forensics Private Detective Agency. The anxious student? Isn't there a student? Mother. They also include the anxious, the jolly tourist? Am I blind? Nope, the student isn't listed here. That's interesting. Reserved. I'm starting to forget who all the people are. Maybe it's the podcaster and then the artist? Who the heck's reserved? Oh my god, the student's right here. I am, in fact, blind. Who was reserved? Oh gosh, I don't remember. That wasn't the artist. No, the eccentric artist, the bitter old-timer, as well as the critic. They include an anxious student, the jolly tourist, and the reserved. Just gonna put this here. Oh, I got it! Oh, the artist was reserved? That's not the impression I got. Okay, earlier tonight, the gemstone in... Wait, the blank in the blank... The blank blank in the blank blank with the blank. Wait. Earlier tonight, the old timer. The old timer fought earlier tonight. The old timer fought in the courtyard balcony with the punk, who surprisingly had a gun. Wow, that's all wrong. Should it be argued? Yeah, argued in the courtyard. In the balcony courtyard? With the... in the... No, in the... No. Fine art exhibit? Oh, okay. Earlier tonight, the old timer argued in the fine art exhibit with the punk, who surprisingly had a gun. They fought in the... And eventually the punk fell from the natural history balcony. Fought in the courtyard. They fought in the courtyard, and eventually the punk fell from the natural history balcony. Amidst the chaos, someone... Hacked, locked, shot, retreated, fought, hid... Wouldn't it be stole? Destroyed the case. Is there something that says like case? The glass case from the natural, so that's not it. The sculpture. No. I'm missing. Wait. let's see, hid the gemstone from the nope. Does that mean that one's right? Man. That's right either. I feel like I'm missing something very obvious here. Someone dropped the statue? Sculpture? Nope. What is this? Oh. Okay, that's further on. In the chaos, someone... Shouldn't it be stole? Okay. Clearly, I need another word. Guess the museum did recall hearing the alarm, but I should continue to learn more. Seems that the thief took destructive efforts to steal the jewel, or did they? Yeah. Security systems data. Okay, we have a lot. Podcaster and the tourist may not be entirely what they seem. I'm still missing something from here. Oh god, what voice did I give him? It was a really shoddy impression of Benoit Blanc, I think. Although his accent's already like super janky. I had to like think of a line from Knives Out. Oh no. I could be able to do it. What I was doing 2 days ago. Let's see. This is the pedestal where the stolen gemstone was once displayed. I don't think I got that correct at all, but you know. What should I investigate here? Oh my god, that's so bad. I'm so bad at voices. Is this just annoying? Or is it entertaining? I don't actually know. I don't know. What should we investigate? The broken case. I've already done this. Considering the stone statue pieces littering the floor surrounding it, it's likely the thief used this to break the glass and steal the jewel. Although, without any decisive evidence, it's entirely possible that something else happened, so I should keep investigating. Well, there's no one in chat to tell me if the voice is annoying or not, so I have no way of knowing. And I only just posted the first VOD of this on YouTube today, so, I guess y'all will just have to suffer through it if it is, in fact, annoying. What should we do? Well, maybe we can go talk to the curator again? And the guard. Maybe? And there might be more evidence around. Let me go poking around. Oops. Well, that's right. It says the inspection's not performed yet. So what did I miss? Usually a little eye pops up to show me that. Is there a safety? That's the safety. Staring down the barrel. Okay, well, it still says it's not performed, so clearly something is missing here. So this is the pamphlet card exhibit. Do you have anything to say to me? Ooh. Oh, like, totally? About true crime. You have quite the passionate interest. Why is that? Oh, I know a trick question when I hear one, detective. Of course I love crime. Crime solving. Do you have a background in criminology? That sounds like a question I can only answer behind the paywall. Did you know you can unlock great perks like this on my page? Girl, don't talk to people like this in real life. That won't be necessary. By the long paw of the law, let's stay on topic. Well, you know, true crime is trendy, so that was a good start. But then, I don't know, I was genuinely fascinating. Oh, that was weird. In all honesty, I'm pretty normal and my life has been, like, pretty easy. There's people out there that have definitely not had it. Easy. Okay, there's some grammatical errors here. Trying to step into the shoes of a criminal is one thing, but thinking about everyone around them, that's different. It's just easy to think this wouldn't happen to me until it does. True crime lets you really reflect on the unrealistic situations that are very, very real. That's actually quite insightful. If you want to know more, make sure to wickedly whack that follow. Oh my god, this girl. Yes, that. There's another question I have for you. Only if you subscribe. Just kidding, but not really. You mean the tourist camera? That was like so nice. I wish I could afford one, but they're just so vogue right now. Yes, that one. You mentioned looking over it. Did you notice if it had any film? Oh, it must have. Didn't I tell you what happened when I dropped it before? Neither of you mentioned dropping the camera, no. Oops, silly me. Well, like, remember when that gunshot, right? Blammo and all that? That didn't bother me at all, I guess, but then with the glass shattering and the alarm went off, that's what got me. The noise made me jump and boop! That went the camera, just dropped right out of my little hands. when it hit the floor, there was this big flash, so it probably took some sort of photo. Of course, I got it back to him all in one piece, and before he even noticed, everything afterwards went pretty much the same as I told you before. That's certainly an interesting wrinkle. I may have a few other inquiries to make before I continue investigating this. You mentioned he had already fallen from the balcony above. Do you have any closer examination than that? Why do you ask? Thing is, he didn't have anything on him. Not any wallet, no ID. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Oh, detective, that's because I, gathered them for you ahead of time so you wouldn't miss anything. Girl, that's stealing evidence. That's like sabotaging a crime scene. The way my eyebrow is like raised. Is that so? Tampering with the crime scene can be a serious offense, you know. But it wasn't tampering. It was, assisting. I know about standard procedure, so I was just like, went ahead and did it for you. That is all it was, huh? Lying to an authority of the law is also quite an offense. Okay. I took his stuff because it would have been amazing promo material. You can't blame me for trying to fabricate a viral sensation, detective. And besides, what if he had been stabbed and I needed to stop the bleeding? That logic doesn't even... You know what? I've got other things to discuss with you, and then I'll be on my way. Okay. Do we get... Okay, we have new evidence! These? What are these? Available to listen on Pair Podcast Fidelity, Goose Skill Podcast Crack, Podsprout, Podcast Democracy, and more. Stalker level gets all the perks. I hate that. True Crime Podcast, Tales of the Dark Desperation. Wait. That's her podcast. These are the jankiest looking pills I've ever seen. Okay, I can't read that. Oh, of course. I knew there was something else here. This receipt. Why would he have paid twice? As far as I'm aware, he didn't come in with anyone, right? Since I can't question him directly, I'll have to ask around some more. Hey there, detective. Okay, nothing new there. That little mousey said he was here for a date and that it was a no-show. For some reason, I don't believe him. Okay, none of that has changed. I believe the little mousey was out here. I also have something to say to you. Aye, detective. What can I do for you? Do you recall having encountered him earlier, perhaps in the courtyard? That's a tough one, eh? The tourist was there and the podcaster. Oh, you know what? The artist was in the courtyard. Come to think of it, when I barreled through there to get to the brawl upstairs, I nearly tripped over my own two paws. Or so I thought, but now that you mention it, yeah, it must have been him I was stumbling over. Such a silly thing for me to forget, ain't it? So sorry, detective. I guess my memory is a bit hazy after the whole debacle got out of control. Apology accepted and understandable. As you know, that's not terribly uncommon. You saw her in the natural history exhibit. Did you suspect that she could have stolen it then? Initially I did, yes, but she was quick to explain herself, and it all made sense to me. She told me she had come from the courtyard just moments prior to, in response to the sound of the breaking glass and a loud thud. That would have been the gemstone being stolen and the victim fallen from above. Considering the timeline, there isn't much she could have gotten up to. I hate to break it to you, but she did have a few moments just before you arrived. Not enough to steal the jewel, of course, but she did steal the victim's belongings. Oh no, you don't say. Aw, man, I knew I should have been more strict with her. I was just so concerned with calling the police and getting things under control. While your motives are understandable, this could have been avoided with a bit more diligence. Yeah, sounds familiar, Detective. I'm sorry about that. And is that why you got left the police force? Not diligent enough? I'm working on it, at least. You mentioned in your testimony that you discovered her in the antiquities exhibit, stunned from the sound of the gunshot. As much as you know about her condition, do you think it's possible she could have been unaware of your presence in that moment? Oh, I hadn't really considered that, but I bet you're right. I can't reiterate enough how much I really did try and help, but the curators always had a lighter touch, so calling for them was the best I could make. I agree. I don't think you did anything wrong. I just need to corroborate the two stories. Okay. You. Ah, Detective. Nope. I keep... Think... Mrs. Bouquet, Hetty Wainthrope. Detective, I trust the investigation is going well. Of course, I have several things to discuss, if we could. Go on, then. Yes. About the suspects. I met them all and started to establish profiles on each. There's someone at the heart of this, and I'll find out who. There's a donut in the donut. Yes. Congratulations, Detective. Nope. I keep slurring my accents together. I have all the faith in your sleuthing skills, so please continue to work diligently. It's getting late, don't you think? Injustice doesn't sleep, I'm afraid. It takes time to shine the light on the truth. Fine. Do what you must. Take as much time as you need, but remember, the very fate of this museum hinges on your ability to resolve this efficiently. I think you mean effectively, Curator. Either way, we should move on. What camera? I was discussing tonight's events with the tourist, and the topic of his camera arose. Did you not notice he had it on him when he arrived? I absolutely did not. I'm sure you understand, Detective, that recording of any kind within our museum is strictly against policy. Why would a guest come visit if they can observe rudimentary facsimile on someplace else? I had a hunch that's what you would say, but it might reveal some important evidence, so I'm going to entertain the prospect for now. Oh, so the tourist lied. He told her that he showed her that there was no film in it, and so she let him through. But now, our little rackety coon podcaster has just been like, no, the thing flashed, so it must have taken a picture. And then this lady's just like, what camera? I never saw a camera. And it's just like, oh, he's a liar, pants on fire. Okay. Fine, I suppose that is a minor concern. I agree. He said you had requested an article to be written. Could you tell me more about that? Detective, I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, another liar. Well, is that so? He said this wasn't the first time. In fact, he said it was the first one did quite well. Huh, I'm sure he did. Why don't you ask the old timer about that? See if his memory is held up long enough to recall that catastrophe. Ooh, the plot thinnens. My apologies if they struck a nerve, but for now... You described her as stunned until eventually your efforts to rouse her were successful and she told you to call the authorities. But she described the situation differently, that you failed to calm her and left her there unmoving in order to call the police. Oh. Everybody's lying. Ah, she said that, did she? Yes. If you recall, I also described her as selfless and to a fault. I'll have you know she's like a daughter to me. I regret to say that she lied to you, detective, to save my feathers. For a curator to not prioritize the safety of their guests or even their exhibits, I believe she intended to maintain my proper image. I don't think so. A noble act, and certainly loyal, but it was still a lie. I'll have to reconvene on that. It's a state-of-the-art It's state-of-the-art awarded on a grant several years ago. It runs through every wall, door, and exhibit. A bit Orwellian, but I do what I must. I took a long time to amass such a wondrous collection, so I'd like to keep it. I don't see any cameras, though. How does it work? That's the beauty of it. It's entirely invisible, reading paw prints on the surface of a display stand's glass cases and frames. And it recognizes registered users, so if I were to rearrange the exhibits, I wouldn't have to worry about disabling the entire system. Of course, the rest of my staff is also registered. Conservators, appraisers, or technicians get temporarily registered as needed too. The guard mentioned a discretionary response system. Do you know anything about that? Vaguely. For instance, putting the doors on lockdown is early stage response, whereas that atrocious sound is much later. I know that much. I see. If someone stole an exhibit, a noisy alarm would alert everyone, warning the thief that their cover was blown. Of course. Did it sound like Bane? Of course. You're a big guy. For you. Of course. If the thief broke into the exhibit to steal it, well, they've already relinquished the advantage of discretion. In that case, the alarm siren acts more like a warning system to the other guests. I'm starting to see this intelligence you mentioned. Yes, well, I hope it makes closing this case easier for you. Easier and quicker. It would be easier and quicker if you had some CCTV footage, which, then I could just see who did it and we could all move on. Easier, perhaps. Quicker, I'm not so sure. I think it's time to retrace my steps towards that broken display again. Before I do, though, I have some more questions. Okay, no, I did that. Where's the mouse? Are you sure your date didn't come in? Are you sure your date wasn't the punk? I'm innocent, I swear. Every time you say that, I get a little less confident you're telling the truth. Let's get to the questioning. Nothing new. Okay. I have a sinking suspicion. Wait. Let's talk to that pig. Hey. Okay, so when they have the little speech bubble thing, that means there's new dialogue, which is helpful. Private Eye is watching you. Yes, right. Let's get to the topic at hand. Let's dance. About your camera. We've been over every part of that already, haven't we, Detective? There ain't much more to say. Well, there was one particular detail I think we should go over again. You weren't using the camera at all tonight, correct? Of course. The curator would have had my head if I was. There ain't even any film in here. Then how come, according to the podcaster, the camera's flash went off when she dropped it? You should take a beginner's photography course. Just because the flash goes off doesn't mean it actually took a photo, Detective. But if you're so confident in your theory, then how about you check it out yourself? You take my camera as evidence. As long as I get it back, it's empty. You'll see, but full of sentimental value. I'll make a note to return it once the case is closed, unless, of course, I discover something incriminating. That was weird. Why'd the screen go black? And that should tell you just how much I trust you to do the right thing, Detective. Here you go. I appreciate your cooperation. Okay. Okay. Amidst the chaos, someone stole. Aha! Stole. See, that's the word I was needed. Stole the gemstone. I got more words from the natural history. Exhibit, or is it case? Eee, we did it. Aha, I knew I was onto something. I've got the basic details of this case all sorted out and met every suspect. Now it's time to really get to work. Okay. Okay, and I already found the gun in here. Nothing to do here, nothing to do there. Okay, let's go back to... Wait a second. Well, into the void! We need to talk to... Aha. You, sir. You have yet to acquire new attire I do not approve. Apologies, but that's not what I'm here to discuss. Oops. Were you aware that the discussion you shared earlier was taken quite differently by her? Whatever could you mean, Detective? It was simply a forum for two intellectuals. Perhaps one person's forum is another's arena, especially when such a debate is uninvited. Have you considered that? I can assure you that it was not my intention to debate her. Surely she's been through much more treacherous challenges than I could provide. I'm not in a position to make claims one way or another, but I found the disparity in your testimonies important enough to clarify. And worth noting, if your honest response to the criticism is defensive, then I suggest you reflect on why that is. Huh! How astute and utterly absurd assessment. That's my job. Now. Okay. Nothing new to say. Oh, that's right. She said to talk to this guy. Skip the pleasantries, detective. I don't have all day. I'm sure you don't. Let's get started. This ain't making me any younger, detective. Do you know if the curator requested the critic to come write it today? Huh? No, absolutely not. I'm sure he, sorry, they wouldn't ever ask the critic to do that again. Oh! I was misgendering our dear curator. My apologies. Person of importance. They... No wonder it looked kind of like a rooster, but they had earrings, so I thought it was a lady. No. Our non-binary chimkin associate. They wouldn't ask the critic to do that again. The curator alluded to a previous article. What happened with that? I'd like to keep the story short, since it isn't mine to tell. But between you and I, it wasn't pretty. It was harsh, but perfectly fair. I've heard murmurs it put the museum in a rough spot, but that wasn't our concern. Despite tonight's commotion, the museum seems fine to me. Let's move on for now. Ugh, how much longer is this gonna take? Do you have anything new to say? No, okay. Right in the museum. Ah, I see. He might have been hoping to write an article about the museum, but that's two testimonies against his claim. Why lie about it all? Perhaps I should pay him another visit and ask. Considering her condition at the time, there's no way she would have known the guard was trying to help her. As far as I can tell, this was just an honest mistake, but worth keeping record of. While the curator did leave to call the authorities, it wasn't before successfully rousing the guide from her stun. Was she intentionally trying to throw me, or was she just trying to maintain the curator's reputation? Enter museum alone. No. Wait. Yeah, it was their seat. As far as I can tell, he did enter alone, but with one extra detail, he paid enough admission for two. Anyone would assume this as just an act of kindness, but can we claim that for certain? He was here for the date with the mouse. I'm convinced. Where do you check for film? Hmm. No little eyeballs popping up. Usually the film's on like the underside or the back, right? Wouldn't it be this whole back bit? It still says I haven't performed the inspection. That one's not performed either. Let's go camera the Meowseum. Strict rules are good. Also, this camera was used to capture critical evidence. I must have to extract it properly. Yeah. Okay. You, sir. About the article. Ah, yes, did you want to read it? I have an early draft if you'd like. That's interesting, considering the curator was entirely unaware of that request you mentioned. They must have been playing coy with you. Or maybe they're just embarrassed that they need my help to keep their museum afloat. But I guess you wouldn't understand standing on the outside, desperately trying to look in. You're trying to change the subject. Did the curator ask you to write that article or not? No, they didn't. They didn't have to. I received an anonymous tip, and I decided to be generous. Fine. It's my turn to change the topic then. Let's see. Ah, I see. Yeah. Rooster comb, rooster tail. Oh, detective, I trust the investigation is going well. Of course, I have several things to discuss. About admissions, specifically that paid by the victim earlier tonight. He was charged for 2 entrants. Was he accompanied by anyone? No, he wasn't. That's when I started to suspect he was up to no good, and I was correct, of course. Then why would he buy 2 tickets? That doesn't make sense. Then why would he have paid for 2? I hope this wasn't malicious on your part. It was no mistake. When I told him there was a charge for admittance, he said he would pay for himself and whoever comes next, that's all. Just to clarify, he didn't know there was a cost to enter, but he was willing to pay for 2. I didn't think much of it, detective. It seemed to surprise him, so perhaps he didn't want that to happen to someone else. Did it betray my initial impressions of his character? Sure, but he confirmed them soon after with all this mess he's caused. And it does seem that way, but we can never be so sure. By chance, do you remember who came in next? That nervous one with the backpack. I tried to explain the situation to him, but with all that stammering, I don't think he heard any of it. Intriguing. Why don't we move on? Ha! Mousy. You have nothing new to say to me? You have something new to say. Hello, Miss Guide.
Have you put it all together, Detective?
I'm working on it and hoping you might be able to answer a few more questions. I don't believe you were aware in the moment, but I figured I should tell you he did try to help while you were in a stunned state. Unfortunately, he didn't know how to help, but he called the curator to come and take care of you. He wished he could have done more, he said.
Aw, the guard has always been the nicest. If you get a chance, tell him I appreciate it. I'll bring him an extra croissant tomorrow.
I'm sure he'll enjoy that. I've got some more details to go over, if you don't mind. According to your testimony, they helped you up at a point and then prioritized calling the police. Unfortunately, they didn't corroborate that.
Are you giving me a chance to revise my statement, Detective? Okay, yeah, the curator would have never prioritized the museum over us, at least not as far as I've known. They did help me recover more than I let on before, and it was my idea to call the authorities.
The curator theorized that you were attempting to protect their reputation. Is that the case?
I suppose it was. I know they come across as a bit prickly, Detective, but they do mean well. And they do whatever it takes to support us. I just wish there was a way we could do the same for them.
That does seem to be a bit of the trend, but there are other topics we should also get to. Are there? I think that was all.
Sure thing, Detective.
Okay. So I think... Wait. There, the map. Oh, the map doesn't show where people are, though, so that's not super helpful. What do I have? Do I have any new things to discuss? I thought maybe I'd talk to the mouse, but he doesn't have the bubble above him. Strange antiquities. Nothing from the frog. What do we do now? Oh, I've got new stuff. Sorry. I got a text. I think it's kind of fun how there's just like random pops of color in this game. Like on the monkey's earrings. The monkey's uncle? Scar? Scar? Who's got a scar? No, Scar is his uncle. The monkey's his uncle? No! In the museum, paid admission. He did not pay admission. No, I don't think that's right. I don't want to embarrass him, but I think I have some evidence that can partially disprove this. What was it? Oh. Well, also the curator's testimony. They just said that he didn't pay. Could it be that the student just stumbled into a bit of luck? But why lie about that? Maybe through all the excitement he misremembered. It could be that easy, right?
I'm innocent, I swear.
Every time you say that, I get a little less confident you're telling the truth.
Is this a test? I've never been good at tests, Detective.
About the admission.
What about it? There is no fear or anything, right?
No, in this case, someone had come in before you and paid in advance, actually.
Call it luck, right? That kind of thing never happens to me.
So you weren't aware of who paid for it?
No, didn't think anything of it. Just went on my way, waiting for the date, like I said before.
Well, it turns out the generous patron was caught in the chaotic situation, and unfortunately, it cost them their life.
What? Detective, I lied, okay? I lied to you. I didn't come here for a date, and I do know who paid my admission. The punk. He was my friend. My best friend!
Oh my god, okay. I was right about them knowing each other. Is he yawning? What was that?
So please, could you tell me what happened?
He and another visitor got into an argument. Ultimately, he fell from the balcony in the natural history exhibit. It seems to have been fatal.
Okay. Detective, can you ask me a couple more questions if you really need to? But after that, I'd like a few minutes to myself.
Of course. In the meantime, I'll continue to investigate the details of the brawl. It goes without saying, perhaps, but I'm sorry for your loss.
Okay, detective, if you say so.
Okay, that's new. I like this drawing. However, that doesn't tell much of who fired it or why. Can I even assume the owner pulled the trigger? Oh, there's a little check mark. Does that mean that one's done? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that one's finished. Okay. Okay, I can start in on this as they... Wait. As they fought? The gun fired. Why did he even have a gun in the first place? The gun shot into a sculpture, causing... No, wait. Into a glass case, causing the sculpture to be destroyed. When it fell, it broke. Destroyed the glass case. Nope. And then the glass case below. And then destroyed the sculpture? Yeah, that's not right. Oh, whoops. As they fought, the... Oh, that's why it didn't do anything. As they fought the blank blank. As the gun. No, that's not right at all. As they fought, the gun shot the bullet. As they fought, the gun shot the bullet into a glass case, causing the sculpture to be destroyed. The blank. The gun? No. The bullet. Maybe if I swap these around, pull it into a nope. What's the difference between a sculpture and a statue? Soon after the gun fell into a bush. Soon after the fight? No. Soon after the gunshot. Nope. Soon after the gunshot, the gun. No. No, the gun. Soon after the. I think I might need more stuff. Yeah, I need more info, I think. When it fell, it destroyed. When it dropped? Nope. When it fell, it hit? No. Hmm. When it fell, it... And then... Okay. Hmm. Is the gem gonna be in one of these vents? The broken case. I have more information about this museum's security system now, so I should probably take a second pass at this. I've been assuming the thief used the statue to break open the case because witnesses believe that's what triggered the alarm. There's no denying that they heard the glass shatter and the alarm blaring, but that doesn't mean it was intentional. Yeah, I think it fell. Right? When the statue was shot and fell, it landed onto the display below. The gemstone would have been ripe for the taking. Unless it was already gone. Oh, so you're saying there's a chance it wasn't in there to begin with? Now that's would be a twist. An inside job? According to the curator's knowledge on the security system, that leaves us with two possibilities. Do enlighten me. So it was either an opportunist thief or an inside job, right? 1. The thief opened the case, which locked the museum doors, and the alarm went off later. Okay. Or 2. The thief was a registered user with the system, and the doors wouldn't have locked until the case was accidentally broken later. That's what I just said. Unfortunately, there's no way to know which is true right now. Maybe the guard will have further information, or further insight on my theory. Maybe. His little tappy foot is so cute. Okay, so that's right. I forgot a little magnifying glass pops up when you have stuff to do. As just gonna start those over. Daughter's a new word. That doesn't really help us, though, with our inquiries. This is such a weird angle with the T-Rex. Okay. Man. I'm getting snacky. Aye, detective. What can I do for you? About the alarm, I looked back over the crime scene with special attention to the pedestal of the stolen gemstone, and I have a theory I'd like to run by you. Oh, lay it on me. I believe that when the display case was broken, the gemstone was already missing. From everything you know about the security system, would that be possible?
I suppose it could be, Detective. That's quite the twist.
The issue I'm having with my theory is how to actually prove it. Without more clearly defined timing, it's impossible to know for sure. Well, the security system has an interface you could access in our maintenance room, but I can't provide that kind of clearance. That's something you gotta get the curator's approval for, since it's private business and all that. I was hoping it wouldn't come to that, but if that's what it takes, I'll give it a shot. Until then, curator. Oh, detective, I trust you. The investigation is going well. The guard mentioned it while we were discussing the security system. I believe access would help me crack the case if you would allow it. Preposterous! Everything that happened tonight took place within the public space. No one had access to the maintenance room tonight. Tonight, sure. But what if all that was set in motion prior? What would you say then? As far as I know, and you can prove, that Punk came in to drum up trouble, and some other opportunists saw fit to seize their chance.
So what I would say to that, you ask?
I would still say no. I hope you understand that if I find another means of access, I will have to defy your wishes. Oh, we're gonna break in. And if I find something important in there, you could be held liable for obstruction.
Then so be it. Now move along.
I will, of course. Okay. Where's this back room? We're going to the back rooms. Anything else in here? No. That was a back room. Where would I be? Whoops. Huh. Anything new out here? Nay. That goes back downstairs. Is there a door somewhere that I missed? Where the heck? This is going to crack our case wide open. Then I'll have to find a way into the maintenance room. Where is the maintenance room? When she sprints. Doo 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 doo. Where? Did I walk right past it? I'm so confused. To tap, tip tap. Is it behind the sarcophagus? Oh, I can ask the bunny. About the back room, I've discussed it with the guard and believe it would be incredibly important to solving this case. Would you be able to take me there?
It's a staff only, though. Have you already gotten the curator's position?
For the purposes of our conversation now, let's assume that yes, I do.
Heh. Well, come to think of it, it wouldn't matter either way.
And why is that?
I embarrassingly misplaced my keys a week ago, so I can't actually get into the maintenance room.
That is very unhelpful.
The curator said they were going to have a replacement made for me soon, but in the meantime, the guard lets me use his as needed. Sorry, Detective, not much help in this front. Maybe you could borrow the guard's keys, too.
That may not be as easy as you think. Why don't we discuss something else? Aha, keys went missing. The plot thinnens. Are we gonna have to crawl through the vents? I'm just waiting for the vents to show up. Oh. Hello. What do you have to say?
Salutations, Detective. Have you solved the case?
Not quite, but I have some questions that might help.
Affirmative.
About the back room.
I understand this is a stretch, but...
Whoa.
But you wouldn't happen to have any idea where it...
Wait, that's me still talking. I'll understand this is a stretch, but you wouldn't happen to have any idea where it is, would you?
You mean the maintenance room for the museum? I can't say I do.
I sound like... Little Misfortune.
However, I may have something that could help you to find it.
It's really hard to do. Really? I was mostly just preparing to vent about this investigation roadblock. What do you have? Vent? Huh? Vent?
I told you earlier about how the guard bumped into me. It appears he dropped his keys in the process. You can have them if you think that would assist you.
Oh, wow. Unfortunately, I can't use the key on a door I can't find, but I'm sure these will come in handy when I do.
You're welcome, Detective. Feel free to return them once this is wrapped up. Of course, I have no need for them.
Yes, thank you. Will do. Allow me to ask a few more questions. Yeah, where's the door? I really wanted it to be behind the sarcophagus. Is it behind the terracotta soldier? Nay. If I was oh, that's a dead body. If I was a secret door. Where the maintenance room is actually located. Yeah. Oh, this is a nightmare. That one looks like it has something written on it. That's like an old key. Nothing? This still, I don't... Why? I feel like I'm missing something. How do I inspect those? Hello, Hera. I'm a bit stumped right now, so don't mind me. I had to have missed something. But what did I miss? Oh, what game were you playing, Hera? I don't think I missed anything else in here. I am very confused. Sled game. Gamble with your friends. Oh. Sure. Did you have fun? I'm missing something. I know I am. But what? Oh, I'm glad you had fun, Hera. I am currently struggling. I know I've missed something somewhere. Ah. What am I missing? I may have to look it up. Yeah, I already looked at all this stuff. Can I just jump? Yeah, I haven't seen a single door. I bet you it's a secret door. And I wonder if there's a picture of it on the film. But I can't. And I don't know how to inspect the gun either. What am I missing? Intended target. What did I miss? Usually a little eyeball pops up. Why? Nothing. I've clicked all over this damn thing. Wait a second. Can I? Best friend you're hanging out with. Oops. Down. Lives in Japan, her time zones. Oh, that's really fun. I am glad you got a chance to hang out with them. I guess I could give the police department a call. There's probably someone on the last shift out there. Can't forget the expense that's charged, though. Payphones aren't getting any cheaper these days. What can I do you for? Actually, on second thought, I don't have anything at the moment. I'm not really sure why I called. Damn, I was hoping they could, like, develop the film or, like, check the gun or something. But I guess not? I don't think there's anything out here. Okay, so back inside we go. Hera, I'm continuously convinced you have way too much faith in me. Nothing new there. Okay. Let's see if I can do any more of that. As they... Yeah, I'm a bit stuck. Hera. As they... fought? As they argued, they fought in the courtyard. No, so it should be fought. As they fought the... The punk? Nope. The punk shot the gun into a glass case, causing the statue to be destroyed. Nope. Oh, man. I don't like that I can change that. When it fell, it destroyed, it hit? Maybe? No. No, when it fell, it... Oof, I don't know. Who got stabbed? The... museum? Wait, soon after the something something blank from the... No, soon after the thief stole. Whoa. Oops. Soon after the thief stole the gemstone from the... Wait. That's not right. I know, I'm playing... Mad Libs! That's what it's called. Thank you, Hera. I could not think of it earlier. Mad Libs, but not funny. It's just like... trying to match, but I think I'm short on clues. As they fought the gun. The gun stabbed someone. Okay, Hera. No problem. The bullet... I already did that. Bullet into a... To be dropped? To be destroyed? Stole, stabbed, retreated. When it fell, it... That's not right either. Ah! Hmm. The tourist as the camera? I don't think this is right. I'm just guessing. Wait, as the nope. Podcaster accidentally dropped his camera, which took a picture when it fell. Fill the blank. Huh. That doesn't quite make sense. Fountain, that's interesting. The blank, then blank, it's blank. By this time, the thief... Okay. I think I need to look up... Because I need to be able to analyze this. How do I inspect the gun? Let's see if the internet knows. Forensics. Wow, I can't spell. How to inspect the gun. Haven't triggered the correct dialogue. Look directly on the pending item or lead in your evidence list. Corkboard to activate the item. Ugh, okay. Turns out it didn't. His keys, because he didn't even have them. He dropped them and he bumped into the artist in the chaos earlier. Security guard's keys, figure out where the... Important I can learn from examining it? Well, I'd like to. Bullet. Having found the bullet tip and casing, it was a matter of finding the soaking gun or dripping gun. One of the courtyard fountains. Do I really need to figure this out? I'm apparently very bad at this.
A vent.
Why can I not get this one? As they struggled, fought. Lockjaws tripped. The gun. Shot.
Shock the monkey.
The bullet into a statue, causing the glass case to be destroyed. Uh. Wait. Cause bullet into. Wait. Into a glass case, causing the alarm to be tripped. As they fought. Into a sculpture. Where'd the statue word go? Hello? There it is. That's not right. Ugh. Is this right? Okay, so I had the right idea, just put it in the wrong thing. When it fell, it destroyed the glass case below and then tripped the alarm. As they fought, the glass. No. Let me go up and see. I can't remember. Is that... Oh, excuse me, sure. Excuse me. Is the case still up here? It isn't. The case fell down too. Or was the statue? Yeah. The case fell down. Okay. I'll give myself like 5 more minutes with this and then I'm gonna look it up because I'm doing so badly. Boy. As they what? The leg shot. No. Okay. No, I give up. I'm cheating. Feline forensics. Yeah, and the color coding isn't very helpful. Okay, that's the tutorial. Okay, that's the one I did already. I don't want to look at any. I just want to look at the one that I can't figure out. As they fought, the old timer shoved the punk into the wall, causing the statue to be shot. I would have never gotten that in a million years. As they fought, the old timer shoved That's not one of my choices! Into a wall. Oop, not there. It's fine, Hera. I was really struggling as they fought the old timer. I don't have that word though. Shut the punk into a wall, causing the statue. Yeah, but I don't have... I don't have the word shoved. Why no? Why don't I have that? Huh. That's weird. Let's see. Where's the old timer? Punk go back down. Pulled out a gun. The corner with the guns. Oh. But that's... I still don't have the word shoved. Murdered guest. Broke the news. And the bullet is discarded in the fountain. Taking the old timer's initial statements, including arguments and the locations he had with the victim. They did intend to be here together. Still details unknown, particularly with the victim's assailant, who fired at her wife, and so the owner built it in there. Collect more evidence. Podcast from the tourist. Why don't I have the word shoved? Ah! The punk dropped the gun into the fountain. Dropped the gun from the balcony into the fountain. Why can't I get this one? I'm missing a word. Or am I just blind? I don't have shoved. Yeah, usually you get them by talking to people. I wonder if it just didn't activate somehow. Nope, that's not right. Okay. Okay, let's go talk to the old timer again because where is he? I think he's over here. I think I've talked to everyone. Unless some new dialogue has popped up. Doesn't look like it. Hello. Simply double checking my notes. Well, your notes should say one thing and one thing only. I was defending myself and the rest is assumed. The punk, the gun, and it went off and he ran away and I collected myself and the alarm went off shortly after and that's everything. Right, how can I forget? Let's move on. Minding my business. Did I scoff and turn my snout at this exhibit? Maybe I did, but the punks like that just look at the world and believe it's wrong them. Makes them want to run their mouths, swing their fists, and never in the right direction. Oh, come on, you must have had a rebellious phase. Look, I'll admit, I was bold but unfounded. I saw fire in his eyes, detective, but not for some painting. No, heart wasn't in for that. Interesting. Okay. Whoa. There's nothing new. Ah! Feline forensics. I don't know what I'm missing. This is kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm missing stuff. Working lately on the upper floor of the courtyard. Milling it again. Okay. Nothing pops up. It says I should be able to check to see if the bullets are in there, but... Why? Tilt it upward to check the mag. It says I should be able to do it just after finding it in the courtyard, but... Speaking to the guard... Wait, no, crooked railing up and floor of the corner, left the fountain, check the fountain for the missing gun. Tilt it upwards to check the magazine. This unlocks the conversation. Upwards to check the... Feline forensics. This is annoying. I just got general, like, gun safety instructions. Oh, man. No, but what am I doing wrong? This is the magazine is in here. Why? Oh my god. I literally need this to further the game. This is aha. Wait. I found the gun too soon. Let's see. It says I have to scroll through this guide. This is so annoying. There's an issue with the first critic statement. Critique request to the curator. Yes, we figured that out. There's also a problem with the second critic statement. Discussing exhibits with a guide. Yes, we figured that out. Unlocks a topic with the critic. The old timer has an issue with his final statement. He treated to the fine arts gallery is contradicted by the critic. So you rushed in there to get him to walk. The podcaster's fourth statement has an issue. Thankfully, completely intact. The camera that was intact, the film wouldn't have been taken out. The guard's third statement barreled through the courtyard, contradicted by the artist. Yep. Gives us tripped. Yes. There's another issue with the sixth guard. The podcaster didn't seem to know much. Is contradicted by the podcaster. Oh my god. The guide's sixth statement. Curator discovered her. There's another issue with the guide's curator left the guide is contradicted. What's the topic with the guide? Important issue with the punk's first statement. The punk didn't have a statement. He do be dead. He entered the museum alone is contradicted by the admission receipt. Paid 2 admissions. Some loves the topic with the curator. The curator points towards the students first. He paid admission contradicted. Paid by the punk. When questioned, the student will admit that they were friends. With that, we have one more dispute. The old timer's fifth statement. He was slammed into the wall but didn't let up. Yeah, but the old contradicted by the tourist. Wait, I need to go downstairs. I didn't think that tourist had anything else to say. Did I miss something? You. About today's events. What happened? Well, gosh, it took the wind out of me to tell you once, but I'll tell it again. It was in the courtyard exhibit. The podcaster and the gunshot from upstairs scared the piggies out of me. At this point, it was a bit of a mess between the guard coming in. The podcaster acted weird after they returned my camera. I just had to curly pink tail on out of there. Little did I know they were already on lockdown. Watch the artist's behest, it wasn't changing much. Understood. Again. For a good long time, I'm mostly watching things. What else happened? Can't be impatient. Came asking questions about my camera, and then an argument started. Setting fire upstairs. I just handed it over. They wanted to look it over, so I didn't think much of it. And that's when things started to get serious. But there's no prompt! Oh my goodness, this is... But the tourist doesn't say anything about who got shoved. Please don't tell me this is a glitch. Guide's final scene. The curator went to the guide. Punk's first statement. He entered the museum alone. When we see the old timer's fifth statement, he was slammed into the wall but didn't let up, as contradicted by the tourist. He says the old timer was the one who slammed the punk into the wall. But he doesn't say that here. Oh, I'm so confused. I don't know what to do, y'all. I'm like genuinely stuck. God, this is taking me like 30 minutes. Like, nothing's happening. This is really fucking frustrating. I don't have the word shoved. Is it a bug, or am I just... Yeah, I'm missing a prompt. No, there aren't really checkpoints. You just save? So, like... I saved earlier. What am I missing? I don't know, 30 minutes ago? Shortly before I realized this was a problem. So it was probably already the way it is. Heck, it was probably already the way it is the last time I streamed. Let me go back. Is there anything? Feline forensics. Wow, I can't spell dialogue. Yes, I believe I have to finish the Mad Libs to trigger the next part. According to, because I need to... I have to do this to complete the series, like, or like the events, like that's how you make it move on. Everything's connected. You can't like yeah, this is not helpful. This is no fun. The 6-guard Sam podcaster doesn't know much. Podcaster, yes, I did all of that. I wish there was a little more wiggle room, or like if the game would give a hint. The gun 6 statement: the curator discovered her is contradicted by the guard. He found her and called the curator. I'm on a topic with the guide. There's another issue with the guide's final statement: the curator. Or an issue with the punk's first statement. The museum alone, contradicted by the admission receipt. Last topic with the curator points to us to the student's first statement, contradicted by the admission receipt. Paid for by the punk. The old timer's fifth statement, contradicted by the tourist. Yeah, but how do we trigger the tourist dialogue? Like reading this comment that someone left in Steam, or maybe it's, I don't know, it's in a Steam community post. I don't know how to trigger the tourists' dialogue. Fuck me, man. And I can't get this to trigger. No, it's someone in the Steam community I'm reading through. They did a whole guide for this thing, so I was trying to read up, but they don't. All they say is like, oh, and the tourist dialogue contradicts that. But how do you get the tourist dialogue? I can't. Nothing's popping up. Man, I don't know. This game's so new. I just think there's not... Man. Yeah, this game came out in May? So, like, it's... I don't know. Man. I just need someone to tell me exactly how to trigger it. uh... How do I get this? Fuck, man. I think I have... I'm missing this. And the museum alone would pay the students started. Okay, let's go interact with the dead body again, I guess. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I said, thanks, Hera, but I know this... It's not... I'm not having fun, and I know y'all aren't having fun. Okay, well that's not... useful. And this is just a collection of information. Thanks, Hera. They were the most 4K. Collect more evidence. I think I've been through all the rooms, though. A little thing should come up. Yeah, I'm missing his dialogue. Man. I am stumped. Yeah, I'm looking at all the rooms. There should be a little either magnifying glass above something if there's information that I haven't gotten from it. So if you see one, let me know. And usually if someone has dialogue that I haven't done yet, they have a little speech bubble above them. So that means I'm missing something to trigger. How do I... Turns out somewhere slam, then the gunshot. I don't know if I can... He stabbed him. All right, Hera. Thank you for stopping by, as always. I'm probably going to end off soon, too, just because I'm getting frustrated. Gosh. Yeah, what am I... Yeah, I don't... Fuck, man. This is really annoying. Ugh. Yeah, I've spent... What is this, an hour now? Doing... fuck all. Checking the evidence, conclusion, relax. If you're referring to inspecting items. Can toggle the autofill option. I don't have the correct word. I wonder if it is a bug. I don't know. I feel really dumb. I don't know the exact line. And inspect the glass case of the crime scene. This unlocks. Talk about the alarm with the guard. Is it because I did stuff like weirdly out of order or something? Try and use the back room. The guard will say you lost your keys. Now you remember the guard room. Then the artist hands to artist about the ring of keys. If that's the guard will show you the keys. Still turn it around until they see a gray key with fairy marking. This is the fairy statue on the second level of sculptures. There's one with a gray fairy on it? Where? Well, I'll take your word for it. Let's go upstairs. Ooh, I keep forgetting that my camera is rotated. Fairy statue Upstairs. Eh? Fairy statue. Upstairs. Second level of sculptures. Huh? Damn it. There's a fairy? Nope. I need to go out to the courtyard section first. Over here. Oops. Fairy on the wall. But it doesn't let me do it, 'cause I can't. I did see one with something that looked like a cross. Where was it? There. Is that it? But it won't. Oh my god. You have to tilt it at exactly the right angle? What a pain in the ass. Ah! The symbol looks like the figure with the outstretched arms. Aha. Okay. I'm gonna look at this damn gun one more time. Just go slow. 'Cause apparently it's finicky as fuck. Okay, if I just do this, I just tilt it up. Because I wonder if this will trigger it. After this stream, I am going to immediately go watch a video of someone playing this game and find this damn gun. Or maybe I'll do it right now. I am determined to make progress. Okay. But in the meantime, we can go here. I feel like I should have been able to finish this game this stream, but I spent an hour doing fuck all. Ugh. This could become quite the compelling revelation, but it could also make the case exceptionally more complicated. Perhaps I should sort out some seemingly smaller threads before opening the proverbial can of catnip. Okay, never mind. Apparently I can't go any further. Oh my god. Let's see. Okay, I'm watching a video. Um, hmm. Ah, ah. Oh my god. Okay, this game is hella unforgiving. That is... Are you serious me? Oh my god. Oh my god. This game... Oh my god. Okay. Maybe when I upload this to YouTube, I will actually cut out the fucking hour of me doing fuck all, because you had to turn it at exactly that right angle. Oh, of course, I knew something else was here. Thankfully, it's still loaded. It won't be doing any... It's not still loaded. It won't be doing any more harm anytime soon. Although I can't gather much more from this. I'm not a weapons expert. Okay. Okay, we're making progress! Do you have something to say to me? He does, finally! Oh my god. I'm so annoyed. Okay, they need to fix that. It's way too finicky. That's so dumb. I should have just watched a video earlier to see what someone else did. Okay. Ugh. Okay. I have a complaint. Yes, that's right. About the fight, you mentioned that you had a pretty clear view, as much as you could from the lower level. Could you tell me more about how that went? You betcha, but I'll tell you now, I don't know why they were fighting. Whatever it must have been mighty serious, though. They came out of the balcony swinging, and I didn't think it would have had it in him, but that old-timer would not let me up. Or would not let up. I get where he was coming from, of course, 'cause that punk had a gun and all, but he probably was thinking there wasn't any room to let up. He must have got a step ahead, struck him once, and then got a good shove in. Landed the punk with his back flat against the wall. Considering they both got hands on the gun and it went off shortly after, it wasn't a sight I would soon forget. Interesting contradiction, it seems. I hope you don't mind, but I have a couple more questions I'd like to address. Nope, I don't have any more I'd like to address. I would like to go up to the gallery to speak to the man. Testimonies from the tourist. The old-timer didn't get shoved into the wall. He was the one doing the shoving. For having such pride, it's hard to believe that he would willingly make himself seem weak. I wonder why. Skip the pleasantries, detective. Yeah, get on with it. There's a witness that saw it go down a bit differently than you described. Would you like to revise your statement? I don't know what you're talking about. I've got nothing to hide, no reason to lie. The most pathetic authority here. Pathetic, huh? I guess I would admit to having taken a hit, especially in a fight where I was the only person to walk away. Ah, you're trying to say something, out with it. You falsified your testimony. The punk didn't slam you into the wall, you shoved him in an attempt to disarm and disorient him. In that moment, the only thing you did was widen the gap, and he was able to get a stronger grip on his gun. Fine. Yes, I was too aggressive, and I didn't back down. Kept the pursuit, because if I didn't, he would have shot me. You know what that's the truth, detective, so don't fault a washed-up pup for defending himself, even if he doesn't have a tendency to embellish. Justice has no need for embellishment. Well, justice has no need for embellishment. I've made a note of this. There's further details. Oh my god! Finally! Jesus Christ! Nope. I need to go downstairs. Ugh, the camera being on opposite controls. There we go. I've recovered it from the courtyard fountains, as well as 2 pieces of fired bullet. I'm not sure what to make of them, though. Well, for starters, this bullet most certainly belongs to that gun, in case it was ever a question. And while I didn't have a clear view of the first floor, I'm fairly certain it was the punk that had their hands on the grip. Wait, did you say the fountain? You found the gun in one of the fountains? I did, yes. It's my current operating theory that the old-timer got some sort of advantage on the punk and forced it out from his grasp. Makes sense to me, but it isn't as far-fetched as the old-timer... Makes sense to me, but isn't it a bit far-fetched for the old-timer to have wherewithal to drop it so precisely? What if they were both disoriented enough that neither of them could really keep a hold of it? That'll explain the precarious stanchion in the courtyard, too, eh? Actually, you're right. That does sound more likely. Now, I have some other things. I can confirm now that the gun was fired only as an accidental result of the brawl. When it went off, both men were disoriented and neither got a hold of the weapon or pursued the fight much further. Oh, they combined it. Okay. I was like, where'd the gun go? I bet you it's something super fiddly again. Okay, let me see. Oh. Okay, maybe we can go upstairs now. Or maybe I should save that for next time, since I'm definitely not going to finish this game tonight. Oh. Hello. You describe in your testimony that you disarmed him after he fired it. So why did I find it in one of the courtyard fountains? Perhaps you had a reason to dispose of the evidence. You want me to come clean, detective? I'll come clean. I told you he didn't know what he was doing. Neither did I. We were fighting over it, and it was fired accidentally. The sound, the kickback, the surprise of it all disoriented us both. He hobbled off backwards, like I told you, but it was a bit winded as well. That's when the critic found me. I was in a rougher shape than I let on before, detective, but everything else is true. For what it's worth, I'm glad you could walk away, that you're safe. However, if you ever provide a witness testimony again, please consider presenting only the truth. Luckily for you, it's time for me to focus on my notes. Hey. Okay. I'm gonna end it there. Maybe I'll be able to find, and let me see if I can find a video of I think I just did stuff like weirdly out of order. So I think that's partly why it got so screwy. Oh gosh, I hate YouTube ads. Let's see. Aha, yep. I just didn't have it at exactly the right angle. It's too finicky. Oh my god. Or rather, there isn't something here. Sometimes that can be just as important. If I had bet, this is probably another case of someone's sticky paws. Yes, she returned the camera, but without the case, with a case of sticky paws. In an attempt to get more promotional material for her podcast, she swapped the film while the tourist was distracted. Oops. Let's go talk to the Goyle. And then I will sign off. Hey. About the camera, how familiar are you really with the process of film photography?
Not too much, but you can learn anything on YouTube nowadays. Oh, you think it's an Uber boost to my follower count if I did?
Is that why you were so interested in the tourist camera? Well, I've got it right here, but with some bad news. It's empty after all. No film to be found.
But he told you it was empty, right? You said so, right? So no surprises there. Of course, after all, photography isn't usually allowed in a place like this. Huh. Duh. You're super right. What a shame. Cold trail. Anyways, totally moving on.
No, humor me for a moment. Let's say he did have film in it and was taking photos he shouldn't have been. Someone taking it off his guilty conscience would be quite fortuitous, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you say?
Fine, I have it. You can take the film. You're killing me, detective. Just know I only took it to make some promotional material for my podcast. You gotta always be on that grind, and it would have been perfect.
I would say I understand, but the bottom line is I have a case that needs solving. So we should move on to other inquiries. Okay. So it turns out this game is just hella unforgiving. And, next time I get stuck not being able to look at evidence, I should, look up a video and see how someone else did it. I don't know why I, could not figure out. I swear I swirled that shit all the way around, but I don't know. I'm over it. Okay, so next stream, we'll probably finish this game, unless I remain entirely incompetent. But I hope everyone has been enjoying. I was enjoying this game until I got really stuck, so I'm sorry for my frustration. I may cut it out of the YouTube channel, or at least when I upload the VOD, maybe I'll make a note just to be like, hey, if you want to skip past me being frustrated for an hour, go to this point. Thank you for everyone that stuck around and for the encouragement. I really appreciate it. So far, my only recommendation to this game is to be a bit more forgiving with the looking at the evidence. For things to only be at a very one singular angle for you to get it, even if you can see that part of the thing from other angles, is just kind of bonkers to me. They need to update that a little bit, because whoo boy, that was not fun. I didn't like that at all. Very, very frustrating, and made it not fun. And then, me trying to Google it and getting disappointed and just generally being grumpy for an hour is not fun for you, it's not fun for me. So far. But hopefully next time I'll do better, and I assume we'll finish the game, because I don't think it was supposed to take this long, but yeah, girls get bad at video games, I guess. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed, and if you, God, my whole outro, I'm just so emotionally strained. just from that, man, that's all it takes, apparently. It's just me banging my head against the wall for an hour. If you watch this on Twitch, feel free to stop by and watch my other old VODs on my YouTube channel at MuddyAONet with periods instead of spaces. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, come check me out on Twitch. I stream on sort of an every third day basis, somewhere between 5 and 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I usually try and get my streams uploaded within a couple of days of when I recorded them to YouTube. If you want to get my go live notifications, feel free to follow me on Twitter or to join my Discord. If you're on Twitch, you can hit !Discord in the chat to get an invite link, or send me a DM and I can send you one privately. Join my little community, and there will also be go live notifications there as well. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do let me know who you suspect. I still think the vents, something's gonna have to do with the vents. I don't know who did it. The kid has a backpack. The girl she's already has sticky fingers. It is a raccoon. I don't know. I don't want to discriminate. So I'm not sure who I think did it yet. But let me know in the comments who you think did it. And if you have any suggestions for help for me, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sure you're just screaming at me the whole time. Ugh, so sorry about that. But for those of you that stuck it around, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Good night, poppets.